when is the right time to quote unquote critique? Like if we're like our kid's coach is with them, let's say 2 to 4 hours a week, plus a game on the weekends, maybe, um, maybe a little bit longer, but we're with them a lot more. We're at home, like we see them, we have that relationship. So how would you advise parents? Like, what's that right balance of like, no, I do see something in my kid. They could work on this, but I don't want to overly criticize. How do we walk that line?
I think the best things to do are to make your praise, your focus, all based on effort. Ultimately, that's how you're going to coach and teach this growth mindset. And that is so important for any young athlete, any young child that wants to go on to excel, not only in sport, but across all walks of life. Because if children can understand the importance of delayed gratification, putting in hard work to see the rewards in the future, if they can understand the importance of trying, resilience, bouncing up and coming back from setbacks, and those types of effort-based associated traits in children, then ultimately that's really going to help them in the long run. Because if you see your child working really hard, scores a goal, if you focus on well done for trying your hardest, that is what will benefit them in the long run, not that moment of that technique or the goal that they've scored. And I think that's one thing that parents can actively look to try and do. If they're going to criticize, then ultimately, for me personally, you can advise, you can offer little top tips, but focusing on effort-based praise is the key.
One of the things I've started doing with my kids is if I see something that could be improved on, I ask, "Hey, can I help you on this? Can I notice something? Can I help you?" If they say no, okay, they're not in the right mindset at that point, and I'll work on like, all right, hey, if you ever want help on this thing, just let me know, and I'll be glad to tell you. If they say yes, I always start it with something positive. Like, I see you doing this and it's really well. If you made this small adjustment, this would help with whatever. And what I have seen from them is the more I ask permission to give them coaching, you could say it critiquing, you could say it advice, whatever you want to call it, I honor their agency as a person. It's not just, hey, I'm the adult, you need to listen to me. It's, hey, do you want to hear this? Like, are you
Yeah.
interested in this? And once I give them that choice and I respect that choice, they've become more open to advice. And that's not just like, that's spilled off into other things that's not just sport related. It's like, hey, I noticed this thing. Like you've been forgetting to do this thing around the house. Can I give you a tip that helped me remember how to do it? Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay. And they may not use the exact tip that I give them, but just building that rapport between us is a huge thing.
One of the biggest and most important questions that you can ask, I think, to build on that is why. So I'll always remember there's a lad called Tom, and he tried to make a little through ball, and I jumped in and said, "No, right, you need to retain possession, turn out and play." And then when the game stopped, he came up to me and explained something, and basically someone made a run, and I hadn't seen it. So he was actually better placed and knew what he was trying to do at the age of 10 years of age. And I just assumed and jumped to conclusions and tried to critique and try to fix. Whereas actually, if you ask your daughter, oh, why haven't you done this? It may be, I need some help because I've forgotten, or I need some tips to help around that. Or she might go, I realised it's not that important. I don't want to do it. Here's my thought process behind it. And that actually is a different thing you need to potentially fix or have a conversation around. So I think the why question is so important because kids are smart. We don't give them enough credit, and they see things that sometimes we don't, especially in sport, because you might want to try and critique someone's technique when they're shooting, but they're trying to do something else that you haven't seen.
And imagine if we raise a generation of kids who can formulate their thoughts and opinions and explain their thought process. Like, how beneficial is that for them when they get to our age? Like, no, here's why I did that, and I can explain. It's like, oh, okay. Like, I may not agree with you, You may have come to a bad conclusion, but I like the way you're thinking. What if we did? What it like? I just I if we can foster that type of thinking and intellectual processing through the game of whatever your kid plays, like we're setting our kids up not just to be athletic, but to be wise and smart, and the future's unlimited if we do that.